Hey guys, how you doing? Right here again. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, it's Nitro Kyosho. This is a special video for me, not because what we're doing as much as this is my 350th video on YouTube, and I'm pretty proud and happy of that. And I want to thank all you guys out there and all the loyal subscribers and supporters, all the people that have left nice comments to make me feel good about all the help I've given them and helped them to stay in the hobby, and it makes me feel good. And hopefully we can make 350 more. So anyways, let's get started on this video. This is going to be another subscriber kind of tribute video. Subscribers ask me to make a lot of videos, and I try to make them if I can, if I have the knowledge and I have the product and everything. So this is going to be about the Goblin helicopter. It's going to be what to have on hand for kind of a crash kit. I've never crashed this, thank God, so I'm kind of going to wing it on what I know off past helicopters and other helicopters. And I think you always want to have the basics on hand anyways, guys. So let's get started. Well, usually the number one thing, guys, that goes in a crash on these big helicopters is the blades. Alright, they usually get wiped out. They're big, they take the brunt of the damage usually, and you usually almost always end up busting them. Not a given, but almost always in a bad crash. So I got a set of the Sab blades here, a spare set of them. Alright, now after that, your biggies that almost are given all the time is first main shaft, okay, second feathering shaft, alright, and the tail rotor shaft. Okay, and usually if the tail rotor shaft is getting bent in a crash, you usually need a set of tail blades. Alright, I usually don't throw these in, but for some reason on this helicopter I'm going to throw them into the crash kit. And that's the plastic ball linkages that go on all your servos and your swash plate and everything that connect up. Alright, so for some reason I just threw them in on this kit here. There's a possibility with the boom being stronger that you might bust the tail fin. And not a critical thing, guys, but it is kind of a critical thing if you want to fly it, because without that on the back, you can't fly it, you know, unless you want to put something else under there to kind of hold it up for landing it. So I think that could be a biggie. It's a pretty beefy fin, so I don't know whether it'll break or not. We never exactly for sure know, but the next thing is the struts. I hear these break very easily. That's what holds the skids up in there. And don't forget your landing gear. If you break these, you're not going to fly either. So remember, these only come one in a pack, so you got to get two of these, one for each side. Now, one thing I want to touch upon, guys, there's a company, I think it's called Linux, that is making a set of these out of aluminum for this helicopter. And they're shiny and they're pretty and they sure look nice as always, but these things go into the underneath of the frame, alright guys, and Saab made them to break away. I don't really agree with how they did it, and I like the Align setup better, the Align skids. I don't really care for this setup, but I wouldn't upgrade to the aluminum ones, guys, because these are meant to break away. And if these don't break away, what's going to break? Your frame. You're going to bust the underneath plastic piece that's got your tail servo on it, and they hold in your battery and everything under there, and you're going to have a big dollar, you know, I think that part's like 30-40 bucks. So I would stick with these. I don't think the aluminum is a good thing to put under there, because they're not going to break. Alright, the aluminum is not going to break. So you're going to do frame damage, period. So let's leave it at that. It's up to you guys whether you want to do it. Being a helicopter belt driven, okay, I thought it would be a good idea to get a tail belt. I had belt helicopters in the past, and some of the bad crashes resulted in broken tail belts. And I got a spare one too for the motor, just in case. These belts look a little bit higher quality. They almost look like automotive grade belts, so they're claiming they've done extensive testing on these and they haven't been breaking. In bad crashes, I have heard some guys losing these guys here. These are the canopy, the locks that go on there to hold the canopy in. So definitely I would have a set of these on hand just for the heck of it. And probably the last thing is a spare canopy I got back there. Like I said, guys, I haven't crashed this helicopter, thank God. I've heard of people crashing them, but you know, we always go back you know, to the same old song and dance, and that is nobody really knows what's going to happen in a crash. These are the almost givens from looking at this helicopter and evaluating it and knowing what I've done in other helicopters in the past. And if you want to have a spare boom, which I always do for Align helicopters, you can do that too. But this helicopter, that boom cost $50, so I don't know if you want to take the chance of buying a $50 boom and putting it in your shelf and possibly never having to use it. Hopefully never having to use it. But I guess the same could be said for the canopy too, guys, which is 68 bucks, which is even more. And you know, you could say the same for everything, I guess, in some form. But you always need main blades, you always need main shafts, feathering shafts, tail rotor shafts, tail blades, and the skids on here. So there could be a million other things. Somebody might shoot me a line and say, well, yeah, this, and this too. But these are the givens, guys. Take my advice. If you do want to have these on hand, if you got the money and you don't like waiting for parts, these are definitely some that I would consider to have on hand in the event of a crash of this thing. I never consider servos and the electrical stuff part of crash kits. I mean, I'm going by the actual parts on the helicopter. So, you know, like I said, it all depends how you hit, guys. So, anyways, I appreciate you watching this. This was my 350th video, and here's to 350 more. Safe flying to all you guys out there. Always be safe and have a good time in this hobby. Have fun, and that's what it's all about. Thanks for watching.